house, baseline, rolling through the avenue. Good people trying to make it through. Different backgrounds, different scenes, still chasing similar dreams. You like your truth with a sharper edge. I take mine slow with some room to stretch. But somewhere between the black and white, we might both walk away alright. No need to cancel, no need to run. Sometimes the best talk start uncomfortable ones. Devil's advocate, talking positive vibes, real conversations make the culture feel alive. Devil's advocate, step into the light. Maybe understanding starts when we stop trying to fight. Corner booth with the neon glow, laughing while the old debates flow. No perfect answer, no final king. Still worth hearing what another voice brings. Some people fear what they don't discuss. The pressure slowly breaks all of us, but open dialogue clears the air, reminds the room that people still care. You don't gotta agree with me, I don't gotta agree with you, but maybe we leave smarter than when we walked in. Hands up, heads clear, bring the hard talks over here. No fear, no shame, everybody learning in the game. Devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. Talking positive vibes, different minds moving to the same drum tonight. Devil's advocate. Keep the rhythm alive. Good faith conversation can reconnect the divide.
Yo, that was a good song. That song is brought to you by Evo Eddie. A really good song. I liked it. I really liked it. It's definitely going to be I'm definitely going to use that for when I do my TikTok debates. I think that's a fun song. Okay, let's get started. How's everyone doing? Okay. I want to start with this. I just saw this video come across my for you. I wanted to check it out. It's from the Lapeef Network. I like their stuff sometimes, right? Black women have a lot of crazy things to say, so I always thought it was interesting. Let's get started. Let's check this out.
Lying become better than the truth.
Trev,
You know that, Trev.
Trev, you know how she's right. You know how you can prove it. I bet you right now in your mind you remember who the hoe was when you were in school.
Big bars. What is up, my brother? What is up?
Right, because
Yeah,
it
we
was,
had
it
two-
was
we
like
had-
you.
My
like
my,
you stood
my
out.
school was lucky enough to have two of them.
Exactly. Right now, if we ask, like my son is 20, if I ask him who the hoes were that he went to school with, he'd be like, "Dad, all of them." Like it's not even memorable anymore because it's so common. Like the girls who were sucking dick when we were in high school, few and far in between. Right now, most of them are. Like it just talk to your kids. They'll tell you like, "Dad, yeah, I don't know how you said you was 16, bro. I was 4." Like, wait, hold on. First of all, nigga, why were you 14 getting head? But that's what kids are dealing with. Like being promiscuous and sexually advanced is normal now for this generation.
I think it depends
really
on the
just
school
take-
that you went to.
Careful,
I think
careful.
it depends on the school that you went to, right? So when you go to a suburban school or a school in
I gotta admit, my daughter's school, which is I guess a middle school, she's telling me like there's a lot of kids that are sexually active. It's a crazy thing.
certain other places, right? You're gonna have one or two hoes, maybe three, whatever. If you go to a school in the city, you're gonna have a ton of hoes. These little bitches fucking in the bed.
And she goes to school in the suburbs. She goes to school in the suburbs, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Bathroom. It ain't gonna be one bitch fucking in the bathroom. It's gonna be getting under the steps, like at football games. It's like
Y'all
it's
do
just,
realize y'all are talking about minors right now, right? You're calling a minor a bitch. Like, I just want you to know you're talking about minors. When you're
Oh.
talking about high school, you're talking about minors.
I don't give a shit. When minors are doing adult shit, I don't care. This is the stupidity of a lot of women. They're doing adult shit. I'm sorry. When you act like an adult, when you're doing things like an adult, well, we're going to treat you as such. This is why we have little girls, young women doing adult shit because of this stupidity right here. Bring back slut shaming. Bring back shaming.
Children. I want y'all to know that.
Thank you.
Just kind of throw that out. No. Yeah. Just throwing that out there that
Yeah.
you're talking about minors.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, you wouldn't care because you got
go
your fiance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Follow IG.
We love you, PI. So yeah, as I was saying, these little girls are fucking under the steps, and they fucking in the bathrooms. And you know, they leaving the class, they actually getting the hall pass, go to the bathroom, they getting fucked. So, you know, that's how I was when I was in school. It's just like,
Having teenage sons, I don't know how I thought that maybe it would be like I was in school. Not that many girls were fucking until, you know, we were seniors, and then pretty much everybody wasn't a virgin. But talking to my son in the 8th grade, he's like, sophomore girls are trying to get him to, and he's like, Dad, it's just how it is. I asked his mom, and he was like, yeah, look at this. She sent me screenshots of stuff that girls were sending to his phone, like talking about, hey, can we hang out? Is your mom home? I'll come over, I'll leave before she gets there. Like, that is cool. That is like the normal thing for them to do now. So
it's very normal.
It's
I work in a high school. It's very normal.
It's
Yeah, it's a fact. I work in a school. I work with 8th graders, and the things I see every day is wild.
8th grade.
Right.
Yeah, I work with 8th graders.
No,
when my son was in 8th grade is when I had the head conversation with him.
I'm gonna say this, that quite literally.
All right. So hold on, guys. We're gonna have to be very careful as to, you know, how we parse our words with this particular portion. It's rather sensitive, and I kind of want to drop it for real because I don't.
because
if we're
somebody
gonna
just opened
do it,
up
we
a
have to be
goddamn can of
very
worms.
careful. Yeah, we have to be very careful as.
I think we should drop it. I think we should leave it alone.
Yeah.
Go on to the next
I
topic.
think we should
About
drop
what
it.
in high school are doing. Yes, I do think we should stop talking about that. Yes.
Yes, I do.
The stupidity. No, you shouldn't. This is the stupidity of, I'm sorry, women. I get it, right? I get the host because they don't want you know, talk about certain topics. It's gonna hurt their channel, right? The monetization of their channel, whatever. I guess it's a good thing that I'm a small channel. Right? I guess it's a good thing that I'm a small channel. I don't give a shit. We should be talking about what these stupid ass kids are doing, because why? Because these stupid ass kids become stupid ass adults, right? These kids will become adults. And that's the thing. I am like, here's my thing where I think we are going down a violence are going down, like a lot of metrics, right? A lot of terrible metrics are going down, which is a good thing. But I honestly believe that I hate that chick, orange background. Yeah, she's annoying. I see her on TikToks a lot. I really want to debate her, but I think it's gonna be more annoying than it's worth, right? Because she's stupid. She's really stupid. She's like pretty intellectual. She fringes intelligence. She's your typical stupid woman, right? I'm sorry, she is. But again, this is the thing where these young kids, I believe they're gonna make things worse, okay? Because of stupid adults like this. Let's talk about it. Let's not care about it. Let's not worry about. Well, then you have no complaints when shit hits the fan.
I do think that, but I do think that there is a conversation wherever it needs to be had, but with a solution.
But Shan, let me just say, quite literally, you are being triangulated in this moment. What just happened, I just want you to know. What just happened is Mont just said, I'm just so happy that women in your generation lied about them being 304s. And women in my generation are being honest about it. Like, and then you're like, oh my God, yeah. Women in my generation did lie about being 304s, and they were just hiding it. And women nowadays are. And we got into the conversation of talking about children. That's how that happened. So that's what you call peak triangulation. He tried to say, you somehow, your generation did something better. In my opinion, I think your generation did something worse. I don't think you did anything better. You're hiding something. When did lying become better than the truth? Would you not rather see what people are actually doing rather than hiding it? When did hiding things become good? Like, is that not what caused the entire house in Virginia epidemic was people hiding things and doing things on the down low? Is that not a problem? Somehow we're sitting here we're pedestalizing people lying, and then we start one second. We started this whole conversation by saying, who lies more? And you quickly said women. So I'll say this. Your generation of women lied more. Your generation of women lied.
Sure.
This generation of women are telling the truth, and the men can't handle it, right? So that I would like to add that in for consideration.
This is a thing where I don't know if I would call the older generation lying. I think it's more decorum. It's more, keep things personal. This stupid generation, they're filming their crimes. They're filming their crimes. They're filming their escapades. They're filming their degeneracy. The older generation, at least they keep it they keep it behind closed doors. So if you're saying yes, that you're being honest up front, okay, but it doesn't make it different, right? I think STD rates are going up. HIV rates are going up. Right? STI rates are going up. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, are you having less sex? Not really. You're not having less sex. I mean, you may be. I don't know. You may be upfront with it, but it's like, because here's the thing, right? Yes, the numbers of abortions in America has increased in recent years, reaching the highest levels in decades. Okay. Older generations lie about being sluts. Okay. While new generation is upfront about being a slut. Great. Cool. That's classy, right? Like Big Bar is saying. That's great. Like, yeah. Now we upfront know who the 304s are. We upfront know who the sluts are. Great. Awesome. How's that make anything better? And then saying that, oh, man can't handle you. Handle what? What truths are women saying? What truth are women saying? I really don't know. Weaponry, what is up? People are too lazy to wrap the burrito. I guess so. I mean, I agree. And here's the thing: women let them. Women let people do it. So,
that maybe that's what's happening, because I'm sick and tired of women in older generation demonizing women in the younger generation for simply being upfront about their mistakes.
And this is the thing: it's the weakness of the men on the panel, right? That you don't check unruly women. Indicative of the black community. I'm sorry, my brothers. Right? I have a few black followers. I'm sorry. I won't be upfront. The black community is a matriarchy, not a patriarchy. That is what's ruining the black community. 4 of these black men should be checking this stupid ass bitch. I'm sorry. Like, what? So, yeah, the older generation were lying, keeping it behind closed door that they're a slut. Okay, great. You are upfront with it. Your generation is upfront with being a slut. Which one is better? Now, men don't even, before, men assumed you weren't. Now men know that you are.
Mistakes, being upfront about their truths, because they actually didn't have a choice. We gave them iPads and phones before they can walk. So they were forced to grow up in front of us on camera. And we're sitting here, oh my God, clutch pearls. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gave him a phone.
So I think let me say this.
No, I got you saying, but real quick, I just want to ask you, did you understand my sarcasm when I was talking about women of your generation? Or did you think that I was saying that y'all did the right thing? Just curious. Did you understand that?
So let me say this real fast. It was not popular to want to give yourself out. I'm not saying we hid it. It just was not popular. That's not something most women did, okay? Second of all, if you did do it, you didn't brag about it. It wasn't a badge of honor. So you don't get on the internet saying, oh, I give it to everybody. That wasn't a badge of honor. Everybody makes mistakes, absolutely, but you don't brag on your mistakes. You try to correct your mistakes, right? So I think that is the difference.
Decorum. A bit of shame. Modern day stupidity, no shame at all.
That was not popular to sit there and just sleep around with people. It just wasn't. From at my school, that just wasn't popular.
But did you understand, at least when I was saying that to you, that it was sarcasm? I wasn't actually saying that you guys were.
And they still was lying. Period.
Okay, I just, because if you thought I was being, no, that was sarcasm.
That's it. That's all. Women
I
still
was
lying.
calling y'all essentially hypocrites, and saying that y'all did the same thing, but y'all hate it. But
hey, we can't argue with that, Nick. You seen Freak Nick videos? We know
exactly. I was gonna bring Freak Nick.
Yeah. Watch the documentary. I'll get your auntie in it.
Oh, Freak Nick was
Somebody mama
said
and
Ashanti
auntie was
was
in
in it.
Freak Nick. I don't
I
care
said
what
I
nobody
bet
says.
some of
Somebody
y'all
mama was in
aunties
there.
ran it. I've seen Freak
I
Nick.
stand by what I say.
Yeah.
It was not.
That
It was
was
not a
wild.
badge of honor. It was not.
In 2026 is a bad
Obviously, that Uncle Luke, all of those people, but the majority of people, it was not a badge of honor. That's just what I remember, as I recall. I'm from Alabama.
It's still not a badge of honor, but I do believe that women are trying to change it. Right? More and more women are fine with it, or they cheer it, while men just like they're tired of it. So, but the type of men that would take advantage of it, they don't care, and the other men that do care is like they're drowned out.
Alabama, it just wasn't a thing. Maybe it was in your city. I don't know.
It ain't safe to be a hoe in Alabama. Y'all HIV rate higher than giraffe pussy.
Shan, they still lying about it.
Still.
Yeah.
Shan, don't make them make you feel bad. They still lying about it. They just
I'm
do
not.
it.
I stick to that's what I remember. You can't make me change my memory.
He's
I'm just gonna keep on my
triangulating. He's triangulating like he did, and that's
Maybe women wasn't as sexualized back then.
And
I'm not
that's
saying that, you know what I mean? It wasn't what it is now, because I'm Generation X. It wasn't what it was now. You
Wait,
know,
so
it seems
That's not.
That's true.
You're talking about
more
that's
teen
one
babies.
person. That
You
was
guys
a
had more teen
demographic of
babies.
people.
You
That's
guys
not how
had
the
more
majority were.
STDs. I'm so. What in the world are you talking about? Gen X had a lot going on. Let's not do this.
Gen X is the reason why millennials were a little bit more careful. So let's not go too much on that.
Like, I mean, seriously, what are we talking
not
about?
care.
Google it. This is why women are stupid, right? They can't even Google. Yes, sexually transmitted infections have increased significantly compared to past decades. Like, while provisional 2024 data shows a slight decline in overall cases, total US cases remain roughly 13% higher than a decade ago. Syphilis cases have reached their highest levels in decades. The infections are rising rapidly among older adults.
Careful
Y'all was
is what?
wilding for respect.
Hey, so is this a millennial versus Gen X thing right now? Because I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I think I'm the only millennial on here.
I need
No,
to
I
know.
am. It is millennial.
Oh,
I just checked it out. It's millennials. It's not.
I need to know where I.
So, all right, let's move on. Let's do some TikToks. I just wanted to check that clip out. All right, let's check out some TikTok videos.
Universe, I don't know what's wrong with me. He's kind, he's consistent, he actually texts me back, and I'm just not feeling it. Like, there's no spark. Aha, the spark. Yes, there's just no chemistry. And describe the chemistry you're used to. You know, butterflies, the thrill, wondering if he likes me, overthinking every single text. That's not chemistry. Yes, it is. That's your nervous system in a state of panic. What? What you call spark is the feeling of you being slightly unsafe. That's not true. You grew up in fear, so peace feels like nothing, and nothing feels like boredom, and boredom feels like he's not the one. Okay? But he is the one. He's just the first one who isn't activating your trauma. Oh no. You don't have a chemistry issue, you have a distorted lens of love. So every guy that I was obsessed with was just an anxiety delivery system. Yes. Crap. The nervous system learns on what it was raised on. If it was chaos, consistency will feel like rejection until you teach yourself otherwise. Universe, I don't know what's wrong with me. He's kind.
Why did I say women are the root of most problems in the society? Problem in marriage. The problem in marriage, right here. The most clearest example of the problem in marriage. Number one reason, right? Number one reason for divorce, irrevocable differences, right? Like bullet point, right? Under that is like communication. But it's very nuanced when you say communication, right? I believe it's this shit right here, right? It's like no butterflies, you fall out of love with each other. You want something different. All that shit is this. Exactly this. This right here is the problem. 70% of divorces are filed by women. 70% of divorces are filed by women. I believe the majority of divorces is because of this right here. This mindset. Women feel like there's no spark. There's no butterflies, right? There's no chemistry anymore. Because here's the thing where exactly that. Women get bored, right? There are certain studies out there that says women get bored quicker in long-term monogamous relationships. They get bored quicker. You wonder why. You wonder why.
This was a really fascinating read. The core thesis is that young women are increasingly angry, pessimistic, and radicalized because they're pouring themselves into caring for a world that doesn't seem to care for them in return. The piece follows numerous young women who spend their time at protest marches in feminist, disabled, and queer spaces, and in university advocacy groups like the University of Leeds' Palestine Solidarity Group. Now, these women are clearly empathetic, nurturing, and protective. They're sensitive to suffering, and they feel a real responsibility to fix that which is broken. But herein lies the problem. Many of these women who explicitly say they don't want a personal life or a spouse or children have taken their inbuilt instincts to nurture, care, and protect and redirected them toward rectifying abstract suffering on a global scale, which is simply not what those instincts are best suited for. When you pour yourself into a child, for example, you're pouring yourself into something that grows, something that loves you back, and most importantly, something that represents hope. The sacrifice is meaningful because it leads somewhere. But when you pour yourself into a world that you yourself believe is broken, oppressive, and irredeemably unjust, that sacrifice becomes endless. In place of hope, you get despair. In place of meaning, you get anxiety. In place of fulfillment, you get the overwhelming feeling that no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. The reason it won't be is because the goal itself is not self-sustaining. These women don't seem to view revolution as a means to an end, for example, creating a better world for their children. They see revolution as the end in itself. So even if they were to create the Marxist, feminist, queer, and disability-friendly utopia they so often describe, the absence of a cause to fight for would leave them exactly where they are now, restless, pessimistic, and yearning for hope. It's precisely why, as the piece itself notes, it's often the most privileged women who are the most downcast. What we're seeing is the consequence of a cosified society, one in which we are encouraged to fight for abstract, utopian, Promethean ideals like peace and equality, but simultaneously have no recipients to enjoy that peace and equality. So the fundamental question the piece raises is this: where should young women's instinct to care, to nurture, to protect actually be directed? Because if we don't answer that question properly, we will continue to produce generations of women who are deeply empathetic, deeply engaged, and completely miserable. This was a really...
I kind of agree and disagree with this woman's take or her video. Okay. I kind of disagree with the first half, agree with the second half. I definitely don't think young women are empathetic. I really don't. They're more ideological, right? They're not empathetic. They care about ideologies, right? They care about ideologies, not about people. These women don't care about people, right? They care about ideologies. Because let's say a certain group, let's say they care about minorities, right? They care about minorities. But when there's a certain minority that goes against their ideology, that's when they will go against that minority. So you actually don't care about the minority. You care about the ideology, right? You care about the ideology that may represent a minority, but it's not about the minority. It's about the ideology itself. That's the problem. Also, all right, there are certain studies have shown that the most depressed, right, group of women in the US is white liberal women. They are the most depressed. I think 2 times more than any other group. I believe, but they're definitely more depressed. They're the most depressed group in America. White liberal women are the most depressed, the most mentally unstable women or people. Even you compare it to even men and women. Okay, they're the most mentally unstable.
Fascinating read. The core thesis is that young women are increasingly angry, pessimistic, and radicalized because they're pouring themselves into caring for a world that doesn't seem to care for them in return.
They don't care for this world. They don't. Like I said, they care for ideologies. Right? Now, if you are part of these ideologies, i.e., you believe the same thing, then yes, they care for you. If you're not, they won't. I have seen the left been racist, sexist, violent against people that they supposedly care about, or against women, against minorities, against people of the alphabet community. But if you go against the grain, they will go against you.
This follows numerous young women who spend their time at protest marches and feminist, disabled, and queer spaces, and in university advocacy groups like the University of Leeds' Palestine Solidarity Group. Now, these women are clearly empathetic,
How are you empathetic? Right? How are you empathetic? I don't know how you clearly empathetic. These groups do what? It's like I find women honestly stupid, right? This video clearly shows you that women, in my opinion, are useless. You don't have the force multiplier. You won't make a change. Now, could you appeal to somebody? Yeah. But I'm sorry, you go into these advocacy groups, these protests, there will be barely any change, right? What are you changing? Right? It's like empathetic to what? We have gay rights. Right? We have rights for the alphabet community. What are you empathetic to? Palestine? You never even been to that country. You never been to that nation. What do you like? You don't know nothing. Empathetic to what? The death of people? You don't care about abortion, right? You don't care that children are dying here, but you're empathetic to children dying somewhere else? Yeah, very empathetic of you. Again, it's ideology, not empathy, okay? These women are not empathetic, right? They're idealistic, right? It's all about ideology. It's all about beliefs or propaganda.
nurturing, and protective. They're sensitive to suffering and they feel a real responsibility to fix that.
They're not sensitive to suffering at all. They're not. Again, they're sensitive to topics. That's what they're sensitive to. It's topics. Because how can you care about one nation, right? People are dying in one nation. You could care less about people dying in another nation. How can you care about kids dying in one nation? You don't care about kids dying in your own nation. No. Again, it's ideology.
Which is broken. But herein lies the problem. Many of these women who explicitly say they don't want a personal life or a spouse or children have taken their inbuilt instincts to nurture, care, and
I think that's great. Please continue that. Because in my honest opinion, these unhappy white liberal women, they need to go extinct. They need to go extinct. Hopefully, they could take feminism along with them.
Protect and redirected them toward rectifying abstract suffering on a global scale, which is simply not what those instincts are best suited for. When you pour yourself into a child for
it is useless. I'm sorry. As much as our certain people hate war, you don't get things done on a global scale without war or the fear of war. Okay? It is the fear of force that gets things done. Right? Gets things done on a global scale. It's the fear of force. Without the fear of force, why would any other nation listen to you? Who are you?
For example, you're pouring yourself into something that grows, something that loves you back, and most importantly, something that represents hope. The sacrifice is meaningful because it leads somewhere. But when you pour yourself into a world that you yourself believe is broken, oppressive, and irredeemably unjust, that sacrifice becomes endless. In place of hope, you get despair. In place of meaning, you get anxiety. In place of fulfillment, you get the overwhelming feeling that no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. The reason it won't...
Because it's stupid, right? It's what is it? It's the idea of grandeur. Right? You think you're bigger than what you are. You think your abilities are bigger than you are. You think you can change the world. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't. You're no one special. Majority of women are no one special. They're average people. Some even below average. You're nobody. You won't change the world. Period. Okay? To think that your protests, your activism will do anything shows your stupidity. Shows your narcissism. You will not end violence. You will not end violence against women. You won't. Okay? You won't. You won't. The majority of issues you won't end. You won't affect.
Is because the goal itself is not self-sustaining. These women don't seem to view revolution as...
Now, I'm not saying that don't try, but do it in a smart way, right? One, I think if you want to do things, again, a global scale, you have to run for office, right? You got to be part of the system to change the system, okay? I'm sorry, your activism, unless you get millions upon millions of people to go along with you on one particular subject, you won't affect change, right? These are probably hundreds of thousands of people. Great, but not substantial. It's not substantial at all.
Means to an end, for example, creating a better world for their children. They see revolution as the end in itself. So even if they were to create the Marxist, feminist, queer, and disability-friendly utopia they so often describe, the absence of...
That's the insanity, right? Just get together and buy a fucking island, right? I mean, if there's 1 million of you, I don't know, each one of you spends $100, maybe enough for an island?
cause to fight for would leave them exactly where they are now, restless, pessimistic, and yearning for hope. It's precisely why, as the piece itself notes, it's often the most privileged women who are the most downcast. What we're seeing is the consequence
white, liberal
of a cosified society, one in which we are encouraged to fight for abstract, utopian, Promethean ideals like peace and equality, but simultaneously
and that's the thing where that's the importance of the red pill, to wake people up. It's not about hating women. It's not about any of that shit. It's about understanding reality. Utopian, you're stupid. It's hopeful, right? It's hopeful, but stupid nonetheless.
Have no recipients to enjoy that peace and equality. So the fundamental question the piece raises is this: where should young women's instinct to care, to nurture, to protect actually be directed? Because if we don't answer that question properly,
your family, your husband, your children, I'm sorry, the majority of human beings, the greatest thing you can do for the majority of human beings is reproduce. Most of us won't be a Elon Musk, a Trump, a Albert Einstein, you name it, right? Someone that's changed the course of history, that has affected human history. Most of us, 99% of us won't affect human history. 99% of us. The best thing you can do that actually makes an impact on human history is reproduce. Have children, have a family, produce future adults. So those future adults can produce future adults. That is the best thing you can do. That's the number one thing you can do. And only women that today are trying to fight that obviously biological fact.
we will continue to produce generations of women who are deeply empathetic, deeply engaged, and completely miserable.
I agree with you, completely miserable, not empathetic. Engage, I don't know.
I just graduated from USC with a bachelor's in business administration, and sometimes when people find that out, they'll ask me if I invest or if I buy stocks. I tell them that no, I don't participate in the stock market, and I don't even have a 401k. I opted out of it. And they usually call me a bad business major, or they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But the reason why, and this is the advice that I give other people too, is because right now the stock market literally means nothing. It's so overinflated. It is literally a bubble on all fronts. Even the most stable portfolios that you can get for a 401k are just not going to hold their value in the upcoming years. A main contributor to this is the AI bubble, because most of the S&P 500 is made up of companies that are heavily inflating their stock and their value by using AI valuations, which are not proving to hold their value. And the other main reason is because the US dollar just in general doesn't seem stable to me at all. Especially with the current administration, it really would not be out of the current pattern that we're seeing if we woke up one day to a completely devalued dollar. So I think right now isn't the time to be investing. And honestly, investing has just lost all of its meaning. It's turned more into like a social gambling type of game, whereas it was supposed to be investing your own money into things that you think are actually going to work based on your own research, not just what your favorite podcaster is telling you to buy. I just graduated.
Get rid of your degree. Get rid of your degree. You are stupid. Your business degree, it's a business degree. It's not a finance degree, right?
From USC with a bachelor's in business administration.
It's a business administration degree. It's not a finance degree. You're too stupid. Right? You're too uneducated in finance. So don't talk about finance. I'm sorry. You're idiotic. Don't listen to this stupid woman. Right? I agree that the dollar loses value thanks to inflation. But here's the stupidity. If you think the dollar will tank, that will literally destroy the world. If the dollar will tank, I'm pretty sure it would. I mean, it says AI says it would trigger a catastrophic systemic global financial crisis, likely causing severe, long-lasting economic depression, reshaping global power structure. She's stupid. I'm sorry. The dollar won't tank because the world won't allow it to. Hell, the U.S. won't. The U.S. alone won't allow it to. Hell, like we have companies in the U.S. right that has a bigger GDP than most nations on this earth. What's the point of women's degrees? Sorry, give me a second. Sorry about that. Fear. What's up, my brother? What is up? Thank you for being here. All right, let's get. This woman is idiotic.
And sometimes when people find that out, they'll ask me if I invest or if I buy stocks. I tell them that no, I don't participate in the stock market and I don't even have a 401k. I opted out of it. And they usually call me a bad business major. Or
I mean, I wouldn't call it a bad business major. It's a bad financial move, right? All's well, my brother. All's well. That is a bad financial move. I've said this before. Investing in stocks has made me a six-figure man. Investing in stocks has made me a six-figure man. And my medium earnings is lower than average, right? I make about 40K a year. Nothing special. It's below average, right? So I'm not doing great. But thanks to investing, thanks to budgeting, saving, I have a six-figure net worth. That is thanks to stocks. That is thanks to investing in stocks for 6 years. And here's the foolishness of this woman, right? Let's say hypothetically it pops, right? Hypothetically, the AI bubble pops, which no one is forecasting, right? So no one's forecasting in the next couple of years. it is still the beginning of the AI trend. Okay, not the end, not the middle. It's the beginning of it. Even if it pops, there's no guarantee when it will pop, right? And here's this person who said this, right? And I love it. The S&P survived the Industrial Revolution, 2 wars, the Great Depression, the stock crash in 2000, 2009, and 2011. And, right, certain studies have shown that if you had invested in 2000, 2009, 2011, your money would have drastically doubled, right? Doubled or tripled, or it would have gone up, right? But if you listen to, honestly, a foolish woman like this, well, you would have been still dirt poor, probably living paycheck to paycheck.
Like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But the reason why, and this is the advice that I give other people too.
Stop giving advice. I'm sorry. You're low IQ. You don't know what you're talking about. Particularly since you don't invest, so you don't know.
Is because right now the stock market literally means nothing. It's so...
What are you talking about? It means a lot. Facebook, right, is showing profitability. Google, Microsoft, Apple, right? All major companies have shown profitability. All major companies have at least beaten earnings. They beat earnings. What do you mean nothing? So what is your basis for that? You overinflated? How so? To be honest, some people are saying that, you know, Facebook, which is about $600 stock, should be over $1,000, should be over 1,000. Get it? Some, yes, foolishness. Right? It should. So some people say that Facebook is undervalued.
Overinflated. It is literally a bubble on all fronts. Even the most stable like portfolios that you can get for a 401k are just like not going to hold their value in the upcoming years. A main contributor to this is the AI bubble, because most of the S&P 500 is made up of companies that are heavily like inflating their stock and their value by using AI valuations, which...
No, that is wrong. No. The S&P is made up of the top companies. Nvidia, chips. We will, because of the AI bubble, but other companies, we always need chips. Facebook, Microsoft, Google. I mean, literally, right? Videos we make, right? We're on YouTube now, right? It's like absolutely ridiculous. Apple, I'm pretty sure she's using an Apple phone.
Are not proving to hold their value. And the other main reason is because the...
You said proven to hold their value. What proof? You literally gave no proof. For example, right? Apple is, it's higher than it was 5 years ago. It's higher than it was 10 years ago. It's higher than it was 20 years ago. What proof are you saying? And she will show her hand why she's as stupid as she is.
US dollar just in general doesn't seem stable to me at all, especially with the...
Here's the thing where the US dollar is very stable. Now it does lose thanks to inflation. But again, that's why you invest. Only women can be broken dumb. I agree.
The current administration, it really would not.
That right there shows her bias. Here's a woman that's affected by politics. We have a honestly a stupid generation that everything they think about, every take they have, it's always politics, right? It's always politics. And here's the thing, right? If you believe that the things are going down, you can actually invest like that too, right? There are certain stocks, certain indexes that they track things going down. If you believe that, put your money where your mouth is.
Be out of the current pattern that we're seeing if we woke up one day to a completely devalued dollar. So
that is, I'm not saying it's impossible, it's improbable. That is highly unlikely because a completely a completely devalued dollar will destroy the world economics. Okay. America is the number one world power. Number one world power, right? We pretty much make other countries deal in dollars, right? We pretty much make other countries deal in dollars, right? If the dollar is devalued, it will destroy the world, in my opinion, right? It will destroy the world's economics.
I think right now isn't the time to be investing, and honestly, investing has just lost all of its meaning. It's turned more into like a social gambling type of game, whereas it was supposed to be investing your own money into things that you think are actually going to work based on your own research, not just what your favorite podcaster is telling you.
What research is she doing? Her research is like, one, AI bubble is going to pop. Where's your proof on that? I mean, like literally almost every college student is using ChatGPT, right? What's your proof that AI bubble is going to pop? The devaluing of the dollar. Where's your proof of complete devalue of the dollar? Where's your proof of that? I don't know. The administration. Okay, fine. You hate Trump. Another stupid thing. So what? God, women are just honestly thick-headed. Absolutely, utterly thick-headed. It's tiring. She is.
That guy once asked.
She is very dumb.
Doing this a lot. That guy once asked me out.
All right, let's check out some other videos.
That guy once asked me out on a dating app. I asked for a reference because I wanted to talk to someone whom he had dated before. And when I talked to her, she basically told me, like, he seems safe, he seems like a okay guy. And then a few days later, she got back to me and was like, actually, there's one thing. One day, he just didn't show up to our date, and he just kind of ghosted me. And, you know, I wanted to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Like, I mean, it can happen, people can change. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I told him, like, look, she told me that you ghosted her. I absolutely hate people who ghost, and I have trauma around people who ghosted me in the past. So this is absolutely not okay. Do not ghost me, okay? You can just tell me if you don't want to take me. It's fine. A few weeks later, he ghosted me.
First of all, it's now. I think that's interesting to ask for references. I think it's stupid. I mean, like, here's my thing where it's like, I think it's rare. Maybe it's not, but I think it's rare to. In my opinion, I don't have any exes phone numbers. I don't keep that, right? But I don't really have exes that we ended on good terms. Right? So, I mean, are there many exes that, I mean, do people have actually exes they end on good terms? I don't know. Maybe they are. I just think most of them end on bad terms, in my opinion. So I think that's weird. Right? I think it's weird, but I see the logic in it. I do think it's weird to ask for references, but I see the logic in it. Okay. I just think that why would you think that, like, someone you dated and then broke up with, I would have ghosted her too. Yes, I agree. Someone that asked me references, yeah, I'll probably ghost them as well. You know, it's like to think that someone that you dated and broke up with will have good words for you. I don't know. I think because, like, if they had a good view of you, why would they break up with you? Right? Why would you break up with each other? Because, like, if you broke up with them, I doubt they're gonna have a good view of you. If they broke up with you, I doubt they will have a good view of you. So I honestly think that's a little bit, I don't know, sus. I don't know. Maybe you better off to talk to your mom, your cousins, your friend. I mean, your siblings or your friends. I think that's maybe better, right? I can understand that they might be biased, but maybe they may be biased, right? I agree, but they maybe say things that would be better suited, right? Someone that knows this guy for 20 years, right, would hopefully know certain, values, morals, say kind of situations that would, be a good light to that person. So I think that makes more sense. I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, let me have a reference." I was like, "Okay." And I think it's a little bit funny that she asked for a reference, got the reference, got the info from the reference, and still ignored it. Right? She still ignored that. Okay, this guy ghosted me, and you don't want to be ghosted, so you ignored that and continue to talk to the person. I had this theory, right? I have this theory with women where that men don't necessarily lie or switch up. It's more that women ignore red flags, right? Now, I've said this before too. Red flags can be big or small. Red flags are just determinants, right? Like, okay, that is a red flag. That's a red flag. You collect all these red flags and you decide if all of these red flags or how big the red flag you collected, if it's worth, cutting this person off. She found a red flag that she didn't agree with, yet she still ignored it.
This video is weird on so many levels. First of all, asking for a reference on a dating app? When I compared dating for men to being a job candidate and dating for women to being an HR manager, this is not what I meant. I meant it as an analogy. But turns out, it is closer to reality than even I expected. Again, there are weird people out there. Some even ask for references. But the guy actually provided it. How weird is that? Instead of going, what? Reference? This woman is crazy, I should stay away from her. He was like, okay, let me provide her with a reference. And then it gets even better. He provides a reference from a girl he ghosted. How stupid is that? Out of all people, you provide a reference from someone who will probably say bad things about you. I could maybe understand if he was like, okay, let me give her a friend's number who uses a voice changer and says only good things about me. Or give a number of my sister. At least it would be fun. But no, he probably chose one of the worst possible options. And this chick, she asks for a reference to understand if the guy is okay. She gets a bad review and she's like, it is fine. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. What's going on? Is logic present in the lives of these people? Why do you need a reference if you are just going to ignore it? Man, this...
Yeah, great. Red Door, what is up, my sister? What is up? Hope you are doing well. All right, let's continue.
Bro, if you're one of those people that'd be like, oh, I would never be a feminist, bro. No, I'm not a fucking feminist. No, feminists are fucking crazy, bro. You're dead ass a misogynist, and I don't fuck with you. Bro, if you're one of those people...
It's like the nose ring. It's like the septum ring theory is so true. And I'm anti-feminism. I believe in equality. I don't believe in the advocacy for women or the advocacy for women's power. That's what I believe feminism is today. Women have equal rights. We have equal rights. Okay? That's not what feminism is doing. Feminism does not want us to have equal rights. Feminism wants women to have power. Period. Right? They want women to have power. I think they want certain women to have power, but definitely one. And there's problems with feminism, and I'm going to show you why. What's the problem with feminism?
There is one time I accidentally accused a man of being creepy at the gym, and I was very wrong, and I still think about it to this day, and I get so fucking embarrassed. I think that's the first time I fucking talked about this publicly. It's taken a while for me to get over the fucking embarrassment. This was like a year ago. So what had happened was I was on the treadmill walking away. There's a girl next to me, right? There's a guy behind us. And he's stretching towards us, facing towards our backs. And he's got his phone in his hand, weirdly angled. And so for a second, I'm thinking he's videoing me. And I'm kind of just giving him looks I don't know, why are you behind me, bro, stretching? On the treadmill I'm on, you got your foot on, stretching your damn calves, boy. What are we doing? So eventually he moves over to the girl's treadmill next to me. And he's got his phone. Pretend this is, the back of his phone where the camera is. He's got his phone, seems like he's stretching and pushing up, and it seems like he's recording her fucking butt. And I'm I was getting creepy vibes with me, but whatever. But if I'm seeing this guy, and in my perspective, you're creepy as fuck, sneakily trying to like record her butt right now. And so I look back, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're not gonna be doing that. What are you doing? Are you recording her? And the girl looks at me, she was like, oh, he's here with me, that's my husband. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I was like, I just gotta look out for the girls. Like, I'm so sorry. I just wanna like, I don't know. I really thought he was, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. And it was bad, and it was really embarrassing, and I left. And I went and I teared up to my mom. And I felt so bad. There is one.
That is a problem with feminism. You automatically see men in a bad light. That is the problem of feminism. You don't know the situation, right? And you didn't mind your own business, but you didn't know the situation. Okay? It's like you assume that she's weak. She couldn't handle herself. Right? You assume that this man is a perv, a creep, because he's a man. I guarantee you, if it was a woman doing it, she would have not done shit. She would have not said anything. Right? That is why I don't care about feminism. There's no equality in that statement. You focus because it's a man, you care. If it's a woman, you wouldn't have said shit. That, in a nutshell, is feminism. It's not about equality anymore. One, it's about power. Two, it's about to tear men down. That is feminism for you. That is modern day feminism. And I just find it really disgusting, in my opinion. I do. I literally find feminism as the root of all evil. I really do. I think feminism is the problem we have with today's culture, with today's world. She should just go to the other, over to the side you hate men. I agree. Again, divorce rates are high, marriage rates are down, birth rates are low. It's all feminism. The division between men and women, feminism. Hell, I think the division between races is feminism, right? Because we have, let's say, I don't know, women instigating shit. It's feminism, right? You know, the emergence of the alphabet community. It's feminism, right? I believe you could boil pretty much everything and anything down to feminism being the problem. So that's what I see. That's what I think. But what do you guys think? I want to check this one out. I don't really know it. She was telling a story. Maybe it's good, right? Sometimes these women's story might be interesting to react to.
So 3 or 4 days ago, my husband of 15 years told me that he wants to separate because he's been talking to some girl at his job who speaks no English and needs a green card. Yeah. 15 years we've been together. You know, it's funny. I didn't even want to get married in the beginning. He kind of like kept pushing, you know? We have 2 kids. They're 7 and 8 years old. In the last 7 and 8 years, he's never took me once out. Not once. Yeah, we went out.
It's 2 minutes, so I'm going to react to it while watching it. That man is a piece of shit. Right? That man is a piece of shit. Okay? Him just wanting I don't know, he said a girl that knows no English. Okay, I guess. I think it's weird. But whatever. He's a piece of shit. He's a man that's less of. He has a duty. He's married. He has kids. He has a family. He has a duty. If he's unhappy with her, he has to talk to her. He has to talk to her and figure out the problem. Solve the problem of your unhappiness. And here's the thing. Do shit to make you happy. Right? Have a hobby. But go on date. It's like, and she said 2 whatever years they haven't gone on dates. This is where I hold her accountable. You allow him to treat you how he treats you. If you want it on dates, go on those dates. Ask. Have a conversation. She probably let it for years for no conversations or just let it slide. So if you let it slide, he's going to let it slide too. You didn't hold to your boundaries You let him just walk all over you. Right? I said this before. I'm not here to like hate on women. I'm just here to fear. What is up? Welcome back, my brother. That's the problem where we need to think about things logically. Hold people that needs to be held accountable. That man is a piece of shit. Right? He is a piece of shit. But she allows, the treatment. She allows the treatment. She probably never enforced her husband to focus on the marriage. She probably didn't focus on the marriage as well.
As like a family, but never just me. I've done the laundry.
This is the thing where my sister, right? My sister make it a point. My sister makes it a point. Every month, her and her husband goes out on a date. Every month. Okay? At least one time a month. Right? They always go out on a date, just the two of them. I'm sorry. When your relationship lacks communication, lacks boundaries, this is what you get. That man is a jerk 100%. That man is a piece of shit. I agree. But she's stupid. She allowed, the mistreatment, right? She allowed the destruction of the relationship. He did it too, right? He didn't put no effort in because there was a reason why he married her. There's a reason why he had 2 kids with her. But I guess, he probably think I'm gonna just move on to the next one. I'm not gonna bother. But that shows you that he's a piece of shit, right? It shows you that he's a piece of shit. But you should have not wasted time. Okay. You should have once, like, let's say, what did she say? 2 years or whatever, a couple years. The first few months of not focused on a relationship, she should have put her foot down. She should have put her foot down when there were months, right? Months without focusing on the relationship. She should have, what's going on? Why aren't we doing something? Why aren't we focusing on each other? Okay. You should have done that. You should have talked that out. And if, let's say, if he's like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. Well, then, okay, we have a problem. We have to change this. Something has to get done.
The cooking, the cleaning, the appointments, the everything, playing with the kids, you name it. I'm the one who mowed the lawn, front and back. I'm the one who screened the attic. I'm the one who fixed the fences.
That's crazy. That's crazy she did all that. But again, she allowed the treatment. You enabled a lazy ass man. You enabled a piece of shit man. You enabled him. This is the thing where you got to hold yourself accountable. Right? Women got to hold themselves accountable. Was he like this before you married him? Was he like this before you get kids with him? Because one, if he is, then it's 100% your fault. 100% your fault. No one to blame but yourself. Now, if he switched up later on, okay, I agree. It's not 100% your fault, but it's still your fault. Why? Because you enabled it. When you see the shit hit the fan right away, when you see there was a problem, you should have put your foot down. Like, no, things have to change already. Okay, because here's the thing: if it's going to end up in divorce anyway, you might as well just save each other time. Divorce right then. Now, I believe hopefully you could have fought for it. You could have communicated so things can change up. But if he's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit. Okay, if you can't make it work, you're just not going to be able to make it work, even if you put the effort in. So it would have been better if she just divorced years ago, right? When she saw the signs of it. So I say this, right? This is why I rarely blame the other person, because at the end of the day, you can't change the other person. All you can change, all you can affect is yourself. So this is why I hold her accountable, right? Because she should have changed something. She should either accept that she's at fault because she married a lazy ass man, or 2, she should have not enabled his laziness, right? She should have not enabled his laziness. Because if she saw that, oh, she was doing the fences, mowing on all, she was doing all these shit, not going on dates with him, she should have put her foot down right away. Right away, her foot should have been down. It's like, you should have talked to your husband. What's going on? Why are we suffering? Why aren't we happy? Why aren't we focused on each other? Why am I doing everything and you're doing nothing? Right away. The first month you saw him doing nothing, because mowing the lawn, you usually got to do it every month, every other month.
I'm the one who dug up the ground for a 14-foot pool every summer. I did everything under the sun to try to take as much pressure as I could off of him because I knew he worked. He's never once did anything with the kids. Ever.
What does that mean? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Stay-at-home mom. Now, that may be a little bit, again, I'm reacting to this while watching it, so it's not like I know what's going on. So I might change how I talk or, my language. If you're a stay-at-home mom and he's a provider, understandable, you do all this stuff. Great, great wife that you think like this, right? But doesn't change that he's a jerk, right? Doesn't change that. I'm not gonna take away from that. The guy's a jerk. The guy's an ass, right? Maybe also focus again. At the end of the day, it's a sad reality. Men have needs, right? If men don't feel the love, feel neglected, feel wanted in a relationship, he's probably gonna look for it elsewhere. If another woman is showing him that affection and love, sad thing. Now she's saying that like they're not going on dates, but then did she put her foot down? Did she make an issue that we need to go on dates? We need to do this? Because if you were, and you find out that he still didn't want it to you at the very beginning, right? At the very start of it, then obviously he was already, he didn't want to be with you.
And I figured, you know what? It might be because he's tired, he worked, There were red flags from the beginning, and I ignored them.
This is the thing. Why do I like to listen to women's videos, right? Because they help me, right, reinforce my theories. They help me reinforce my theories. I've said this countless times before. Men don't really lie, right? Yes, there are liars, but why I say men don't really lie? Because I think men aren't Casanovas. Most men are not players, right? Men say lies, but it's a lie, right? It's a lie. Men aren't that good at it, and women aren't that dumb. That's how. Maybe I'm giving people more credit than they deserve, but that's how I believe it. Men aren't that good at lying, and women aren't that stupid. Okay, men don't really switch up. Okay, I don't believe men really switch up. I believe what I really believe, and this woman said it. Women ignore red flags. Men do it too, right? Men do it too, but women ignore red flags. So instead of the narrative that men lie, men switch up, it's that women ignore red flags, right? You see red flags, you just ignore it. So then later on, you call it a lie, you call him switching up. But in reality, you knew it was a lie. You knew what type of person he was, right? You just chose to ignore said red flags. That is why I do like watching videos like this, right? Because it helps me reinforce certain theories I have about women in general. I honestly believe men don't really lie. Women just ignore red flags. So if he was a player, you knew he was a player. You just thought he was good looking. You thought he was tall. You thought he had a good D game. You thought he may be wealthy. So you ignored that, he has hundreds of numbers of women in his phone, right? He's always texting somebody on his phone, right? Even though he said he has no one but you. Yeah.
And I'm so mad at myself. I'm so hurt. Now I gotta figure out how to come up with half the money to pay for bills and the mortgage. Take care of my kids. Get them to appointments and do everything still by myself.
It's kind of annoying. The audio's out of sync. It's annoying. Sorry. I don't know why. It's the video itself.
Never trust a man.
Typical woman. You chose the one man to marry, the one man to give a kid. You come online to say, never trust men. Bitch, are you stupid? What does men have to do with it? You chose that one man. How did men force you to choose one man? One man? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This bullshit right here, right? She chose that one man that fucked up her life, that now she's depressed about, that now she's hurt about, traumatized, and then blame all men for her choices. This is the stupidity of women. This is the irrationality of women, the insanity, the mental instability of women. Make it make sense. You chose that one man that has traumatized you. You chose him. No other man, your father didn't, your brother didn't. No one forced you to pick that one man. Whiskey, what is up, my brother? What is up? I hope you're doing well. Please tell me you're doing well, my brother, right? I hope you're doing well. Right? The last time I talked to you, you fell off the wagon. My brother, I hope you are doing well. Yes. She chose the one man. She chose him. Nobody forced her to choose said man. And now you have the audacity to come online to blame all men, right? Don't trust men. What? What does that have to do with men? What does one man have to do with men? I'm glad you're fine. I'm glad you're fine. I hope you're, my brother, keep on doing well.
Don't trust a man. I'm sure my husband can't even, well, soon to be ex-husband can't even tell you what his teachers and kids, his.
Don't trust your man. Don't trust your man. It is nobody else's fault, no other man's fault for your poor choice in a man. This is why, this is the importance, in my opinion, of content like this. Because we have to hold people accountable. Whiskey, come on, my brother, right? You are so strong, right? You are so strong. You cannot let your vices control you. Keep on trying, my brother. Keep on trying, my brother, right? I love you. I want the best for you, right? Keep on trying, my brother. It's a hard journey. Keep on trying. Yes, it's like you can't blame all men for your poor choices. That is the insanity of women. Blaming men for their poor choices.
Kids' teachers' names are. I'm the dummy.
Yes, you're the dummy. You're the dummy. You chose it. You chose it. I like the taste of whiskey, and it's cool, right? I don't know if you fall off the wagon. It's like it's overindulgent, right? If you're like drinking a glass of whiskey every night, okay, that's cool. That's not the worst. Now, if you're drinking a bottle of whiskey every night, you have a problem, right? If you're drinking half of a bottle of whiskey every night, you have a problem. If you're drinking like I don't know, a finger, right? Usually they call it a finger, right? 2 fingers or whatever, right? A finger of a small, a sliver of whiskey, right? Like that's every night. That's cool. I know some people who do that. But if you're drinking a bottle of whiskey, that's the problem. That's the problem. But yeah, she's the stupid one. Okay? Don't blame men for your stupidity. This is why I have a problem with women like this. You do something stupid and you blame others for your stupidity. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. All right. And that's the problem, Whiskey, right? Don't overindulge. It's like, because when we overindulge, and I've been there, right? When I overindulge, right, buying all this shit, I was almost at rock bottom, right? My account was negative. I had no savings. I had no investments. I had nothing, right? Besides buying products. I had debt, right? So I was buying things on debt. Yeah, that's not a good thing, okay? I understand overindulging. So what I did was I went cold turkey. And I didn't buy anything for years, right? I didn't buy anything for years. Now, once in a blue moon, right? I see something, I buy it. Okay. But I had to go basically cold turkey, where I was like, no, I think I had to stop buying. So you got to do a balance, my brother, right? You got to do a balance. Got to balance, my brother. All right. So this video is like 5-minute long video. So, and I don't really know about it. The little bit of the beginning sounds interesting. So I wanted to check it out. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully there's something to react to. Brent, what is up, my brother? What is up? But it's 5-minute long video. We're going to react to it while watching it.
I got pregnant when I was 14 years old and my boyfriend was 17. DCF got involved mostly because my sister was also pregnant. She was 12. So DCF got involved and they told my boyfriend that he was going to go to jail when he turned 18 because it would be statutory rape. So we decided to get married because that would make me a legally emancipated adult. At barely 15 years old, I got married to my 17-year-old boyfriend and we had a baby together. He dropped out of high school to try to pay the bills.
That's a failure of adults. I mean, the adults share in the failure. Now, you know, there's only so much that you could share because, you know, kids will be stupid kids, okay? But, you know, you'll suffer that you do adult shit. I said this to my daughter, right? I talked to her. I talked to her a few times. Be a kid. Be a kid for as long as possible. Because once you do adult shit, you're not able to get back. You're not able to go backwards, right? You're not able to go back being a kid. Once you cross the line of doing adult shit, you will suffer adult consequences, i.e. she got pregnant and married at 15.
And support us, but we struggled. We couldn't survive. We were children. We had no guidance, no examples. We didn't have any family to help us or that we could move in with. We found a trailer for $200 a month and we lived there for a few months. There was holes in the ceiling and holes in the floor. We didn't have a shower in that trailer. We just had a tub. I remember I would wash my hair with a big bucket. We got kicked out of that trailer because we couldn't pay the rent and we had nowhere to go. So the grumpy old veteran who we sometimes did yard work for, he lived next to us. He offered for us to move in with him and we had nowhere else to go, so we took him up on that offer even though we didn't know him very well at all. His name was Anthony. He's a 100% service-connected disabled veteran. He served in Vietnam when he was a kid himself and he experienced a lot of horrendous and heartbreaking things over there. When he came back, he isolated himself completely. He never married and never had kids and just wanted to live a life of solitude. But something placed on his heart to let us move in with him, even though he didn't have to, and we had absolutely nothing to offer him. At the time, Anthony was a severe alcoholic. He was a chain smoker. He had a bunch of dogs. He was just a true bachelor. He never had anyone live with him. So it was an interesting...
That's whiskey, right? That sounds like whiskey. that sounds like you, my brother.
Situation for all of us. I was just really grateful to have somewhere to live at the time. He co-signed for us to get a vehicle.
That sounds like you exactly.
My husband at the time, I need to clarify, this is my ex-husband we're speaking about, not my current husband. It's my ex-husband. He is no longer alive. But at the time, he was trying to work, but he was struggling with severe drug addiction. He would disappear for days on end. He was very violent.
This is the thing. I mean, like she said that she had no one, right? No guidance. So I get it. But this is why good fathers are needed. It's like, this is why traditionally fathers pick your mate, because women, if you let women to their own devices, even at the young age, this is why I don't want my daughter to start dating, because honestly, you're just going to pick wrong. I'm sorry. You will 100% pick wrong. At your age, you will 100% pick wrong. 100%. So it's like women will choose wrong 100% of the time. So this is why I think it's idiotic for women to choose, someone to be with at such a young age.
Very abusive. He was cheating on me. Life was just absolutely miserable. I'm not sure that it could have gotten worse. And I was also trying to figure out how to be a mom to a baby. Anthony was just there. He made sure that there was food in the house. He made sure that we had a vehicle to drive. He gave us money whenever we needed it. Looking back, I do.
That's annoying. The wind shit. And it's making the audio louder than it should be. I'm sorry. You can't control it. I mean, but it's the nice, the good heart, kind-hearted of that man.
I feel like I was very ungrateful to Anthony because I really didn't realize how much it probably took for him to help us and that we didn't help him back. Like, I posted another video about how his house was kind of dirty when we lived there. And I'm not saying anything bad about Anthony. He's just a dude. He's not going to clean his house. And a lot of people commented and said, well, did you clean his house for him? No, I didn't clean his house for him. Nobody had ever taught me to clean. It did not even cross my mind one time to clean Anthony's house as a way of saying thank you for letting me live here for free. Just didn't cross my mind. And I do feel.
Yeah, because you were selfish. You were a stupid, selfish kid, right? That made stupid choices. It's understandable, right? She was a kid living in an adult world. As crazy as it is, sad as it is, I see that. I understand that, right? But to be honest, I have no sympathy because I've said this before. Even if you're a kid, you do adult shit, you suffer adult consequences.
Feel terrible about that, and Anthony knows now that I'm very grateful for what he did. If I could go back in time, obviously I would show my gratitude in a much deeper way. But we lived with Anthony. He took care of me. A few times whenever my ex-husband was getting violent with me, Anthony would intervene and try to protect me, and just the sweetest guy in the world. So we only lived with him for about a year, and then we found another trailer to rent. Probably lived in, I don't know, 20 different houses at least. We would just stay somewhere for a couple months until we could find another place to stay. But Anthony always stayed in my life. He was always there if I need him, and he still is. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, and you guys keep asking me about him. This is the thing about Anthony. He is an introvert to his core. He truly loves being alone, silence, not being around people, and
Oh, that sounds... Yo, Whiskey, that sounds more and more like you every time.
I think that he does enjoy seeing me every once in a while, but if he sees me too often, I feel like I kind of overwhelm him because I'm kind of bubbly and I talk a lot, and he doesn't. So I think, like, whenever I had people sending me a bunch of gifts for Anthony and I was going to see him every couple days, I got the feeling that I was overwhelming him a little bit and that maybe he needed a little space. So I see Anthony every couple weeks or once a month maybe. Sometimes it's a couple months in between visits, but I talk to him on the phone, and if he needs anything, he can always call me, and he knows that. And if
It's a sweet story. I didn't think that would be this. I didn't think that would be her story, but it was a sweet story. Sweet story. Thanks to that gentleman, right? The older gentleman. Shows. This is a thing, right? This is a thing. I think women need guidance. Women 100% need guidance. Okay. Well, children, right? Children need guidance. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, or a boy or a girl, right? Children need guidance. Okay. And we have a problem with that right now, where she seems nice. Yes, she seems nice. But that's the thing where I'm saying children need guidance. This is why I hate this generation of parents wanting to be friends with their kids instead of being actual parents to their kids. Your child needs a parent, not a friend, right? Because they need guidance. They need true guidance, true blood, upfront, honest guidance. And I think this whole friendship shit, right, is not doing it, right? This whole selfish shit, no, not doing it. So it's bad for what she went through, but it shows you that these children, they need guidance, right? So let's look for Laughing Man. What is up, my brother? You're late, my brother. You're late. Usually you've been already here. So you're late, my brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I want to check out some more videos. So
I keep seeing those videos of the trend. I keep seeing those.
all right, let's check this one out.
I keep seeing those videos of the trend where women are like, all of the men.
Yo, you're doing a video? Doing a video myself, but not like this. I like learning about this, but not my forte. Really? Are you gonna post it on your channel? I do like those videos of people smelting, right? Melting metals and shit. So isn't that what you're doing? Is that the type of videos you're making? I'll be interesting. You should be doing that, my brother, right? You said you like, melting down precious metals. That would be pretty cool. Let's continue.
I keep seeing those videos of the trend where women are like, all of the men that I've survived, and it's all of their exes or like 5 men, and it's just a list of like the meth head, the abusive guy, the homeless guy who lived in his car for 4 years and stole $5,000 from me, and so on and so forth. You guys know you don't need to date these people, right? Like, you don't have to date people. And maybe if all of your exes are problematic, you're problematic, or your dating habits are problematic, and maybe, just maybe, get to know them before you get to know people more before you commit, because there's a problem there. What do you mean you didn't see that? I'm starting to think you guys just like are not there. I keep saying those.
Sometimes, right? There's a video that women will reinvigorate, right? They strengthen my belief in women, right? They strengthen my belief in women. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Okay. Yes, vet more. Get to know a man. Ask actual proper questions. This is why women believe men lie. Men don't lie. You just don't ask good enough questions. You don't ask enough questions. You don't get to know a man enough before you give him your body. That is the problem. That right there is the problem we have right now. Women don't put in enough effort when it comes to getting to know a man. When it comes to getting to know his in and outs, his morals, his principles, his values, his personality, his history, women don't put in enough effort. I couldn't say any better. I could probably, but exactly what I think. Right. So I love this one. Good video. What do you guys think? All right. So let's talk about it. I would love to talk about it. And Laughing Man and D, what's your thoughts on the fight, UFC? I was talking to Evil Eddie yesterday, right? We were talking about the fights yesterday. Sean Strickland. Guys, I'm thinking about streaming. I'm thinking about streaming on Discord the next UFC event, right? I think it's the White House card. I think that's the next UFC event, right? I believe so. I gotta check. I double check. But I'm thinking about streaming on Discord, right? Please join the Discord. The next UFC events, right? I think it might be fun, right? So we can all watch it together. The word problematic is problematic. I dislike the word. You're crazy, Whiskey. You have some very eccentricities. So let's go with the 2 main events, right? Joshua Van, that was a great ass fight. Great ass fight. If I had a dime for every time I seen a chick pick the loser and go back, could feel well. Exactly. How many, again, I agree. How many times women pick the loser, pick the terrible man, the abuser, the liars, the cheaters, multiple times? They do it often. They do it to such a insane amount. It is crazy, right? So, yeah, it's crazy how they pick. Steve. No. Well, I'm thinking about streaming on Discord. I heard other people say that you could do it on Discord. Maybe not. Right? So we'll see. I'm not gonna do it on YouTube because they definitely would you know, shut me down. So definitely won't do it on YouTube, but I might do it on Discord where we can have our little get together, right? So we'll see. I'll talk about it and check. I'll check about it. I'll see if I can do that. But yes, Joshua Van versus Tyra, right? Takashi Tyra, whatever. That was a great ass fight. That was a great ass fight. And yeah, Steve, what is that? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna be careful. I'm not gonna definitely won't stream it on you know, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it like one of the small events on Discord, and we'll see. Right? I'm gonna try it. It's one of the small events on Discord, and we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? But yes, main event was crazy. That was a decent main event, right? I did not think Sean Strickland would win. I 100% did not think Sean Strickland would win. I thought he would have lost. I could have said it was like a 90% chance that he would have lost. So it is crazy that he won. Thank you, my brother. Right? Missed ya. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, you know, Strickland has such a weird, awkward style that it's hard for me to think that he would have won, right? But bro, he put it on Hamzat. He really put it on Hamzat. Now I knew that Strickland was going weird because I knew he probably broke his nose, right? He said he broke his nose, and I saw how he was fighting, so I figured that. Definitely outpointed him. Yes, he definitely outpointed him. So I definitely agree to that. Like he landed more of his like straight jabs. He was doing more, right? He was doing more to Hamzat. Now I think Hamzat was, piecing Sean up, but the volume wasn't good enough, and the takedown he was trying to do, it wasn't effective, or it didn't produce any good results, right? So yes, we needed a champion, right? I don't think there's any actual U.S. champion right now. I don't believe so. I believe it's well, I mean, Joshua Van, I think he's not. I don't think he's American born, right? But I mean, yeah, it's good that we have an American born champion. We haven't. I don't think we have that. We don't really have it that often. Right? There's not as many American born champions, so it's a good thing that we have an American born champion, right? I think it's awesome. I think it's weird. It's weird, but it's rare. It's rare for us to have an American born champion, so I thought it was interesting. Give me a minute. I gotta edit this screen. No, John was amazing, but it's been a while. He hasn't been, he hasn't been around for a while, so. But yeah, John Jones was, you know, he was amazing. He was amazing. John Jones, like John Jones is pound for pound for me, right? He's the GOAT for me. I believe John Jones is the GOAT for me. I view him as the GOAT. I view the man as the GOAT. Yeah, you know, they got this app now that lets you scan the cards for getting them grid. Yeah, I heard that. Connor, what is up? What is up? Y'all, you see what AOC said about Tennessee? No. What did she say? Let me check. Let me check.
Present environments, however, when you are seeing states like Tennessee want to wipe out every black representative on the map in these states, we have an obligation as Americans to stand with black Americans and communities whose representation is being disenfranchised. Present environment.
Here's my thing, right? With the there's this thing, yeah, this things going on with the whole redistricting, right, of states. I don't know. My opinion on it is like I don't necessarily agree with it, but here's the thing. It's a political tactic. Every so often I see Democrats doing the same thing, right? I see Democrats doing it. I see you know, she needs help. Yeah, I agree. I see Democrats doing it. I see Republicans doing it. So at the end of the day, you know, I see a whole lot of people doing it, right? Plenty of people are doing that shit. I don't necessarily think it's, I don't know, good or bad, I guess. But I see both sides, you know, doing that shit. I see both sides doing that, so. All right, let's check out this Kendra G video. Let's we're gonna end out on 2 Kendra G videos, hopefully, right? So let's check this out.
Yeah, it's pulling over.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, you ready?
Oh my gosh, I have a look for it to be fast or easy, but oh my goodness, with the scams and the fake accounts.
Have you been on? Okay, have you been? This your first time on the show, or you been on the show?
No, this is my first time.
I mean, I think AOC was talking about, you know, the redistricting, right? Where I think Republicans are, how they're redistricting certain states. It's affecting, you know, black populace. The thing is, she's trying to say that the Republican Party is forcing black representatives out, but the Republican representative for Tennessee is literally black. So, oh yes. I forgot, what is it? I forgot what I forgot. Was it Tennessee? There was a state, right? There was a state that for years, it was a white Democrat. For years, it was a white Democrat. For years, right? His running opponent is a black female Republican. And I'm like, they're complaining that because of the redistricting, she might become the governor or whatever, the mayor or whatever. How's that? Isn't that a sign of diversity? It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Was it Tim
yes,
Scott?
I will say this. We definitely are doing our best to get rid of this. Will help you because you'll get a chance to show your personality when it comes to dating. And you also have to let me see what you want first. Okay?
Okay.
All right, what's
Okay.
your name? What's your name again?
Courtney.
Courtney, where you calling me from?
I'm from the East Coast, but I now live in Missouri. I moved cross country.
Okay, and how old are you?
I stopped counting at 40. I'm not over 45, but I'm 40.
How old are you, Courtney?
40. I think I'm 43, but I don't really.
Okay, so Courtney, here's the deal. Do you want to date a liar?
No, of course not.
Okay, so then you can't start off being a liar. Here's the
Okay.
problem right here, ladies. You cannot be who you don't want, right? So you can't be afraid to tell your age and then you want to hide that. You have to be your authentic self in order to get somebody to date you authentically. So if you're
Agreed.
not
I
gonna,
just don't want to count. I just don't want to. I like to think of myself as 40. I guess that's just a mental
okay,
thing.
yeah, you want to create a make believe narrative. So when a man comes to you,
Yo, I love it. I love it. I love it. Devil's Advocate just sent me some love. Okay, that's interesting. I love that. Sent me some gold corns. I love it. That's amazing.
with a make believe narrative, don't be mad at him because that's what
No,
you
all
want to
right.
do.
Okay, fair.
So,
It's
so I'm
okay to
happy
look
we
at it.
got
Yeah.
here. I'm happy we got
Okay.
here because the first thing you said is you're having a challenge. You're not having the greatest luck. Well, in the 10 seconds of me starting to ask you questions, I can see that there's some things on your own end that you have to be willing to
Yeah, you already see her red flags. She starts out something potentially with someone based on a lie. Someone asks you for your age, tell them your age. Like, oh, I believe I'm 40. Okay, you believe it. Are you?
perfect and make peace with.
Fair.
Like you know, here's the thing, ladies, and I've been sitting here for 6 years now, and I feel that sometimes women in particular, you want this amazing man, but then you want to keep all the things that you want to share a secret. It don't work that way, honey.
Yeah. Fair. I'm open to constructive changes, so that's fair.
Okay. So how old are you, Courtney?
I'm 43.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I do.
Okay. How many kids?
I have 4.
Okay. How old are your 4 kids?
You're 43. You are a liar, and you have 4 kids. Great start. You're very desirable.
I have a daughter who's 21.
Mhm.
I have a son who's 10.
Okay.
I have a little girl who's 4,
Okay.
and I have one more who's 7 months old.
You're 43. You just had a child at 42. Around 42. You just had a child at 42. You're 43. And you're still for the streets. You're 43, still for the streets. You're a liar. 4 kids. Like, watching Kendra G, it just shows you that this is what women think you deserve. And here's the thing, right? Women either ask for high value men or good men. So essentially, in women's minds, they think you deserve shit. Or as a high value man or as a good man, they think you deserve bottom of the barrel women. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay. By how many men?
3.
3 men.
Goodness.
And why are you not with the 7-month-old?
Amazing, amazing. Did somebody say amazing? What is up? What is up?
It took some time, but I decided that I wasn't, I couldn't grow in that relationship anymore. So we amicably, we split up.
Okay.
You couldn't grow in that relationship. You're 43. This is the stupidity of women. You're 43. What grown are you thinking you're doing? You're not 23. You're 43. We have a problem with women thinking that they're 23. You're not building with nobody. You should be almost built. You're not growing. You've already grown. That's the stupidity. Here's my question. Why are we normalizing having kids at like 18 and 20? At least marry before one. Exactly. I'm sorry. Like, this is the problem. Women rush shit. Women rush shit with the pookies. When women rush shit with men, no duh, you're gonna get stupid results.
And have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get, how many times?
I've been married once, engaged twice, married once.
What, was you married to do the 4 month and 7 month and a 4-year-old have the same dad?
Monster. 304s don't change, only their circumstances. Exactly. 100% agree. 100% agree.
Yes.
They do. Okay. So which dad did you marry?
The 10-year-old's dad.
Got you. Okay. So we're divorced. What do you do for a living, Courtney?
I'm medical. I don't know if you can see my scrub.
Okay, medical. And okay, so and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
I'm Leo. All right. So we got Courtney, Missouri, 43, Leo, mom to 4 kids, by 3 men, was once married, works in medical. So what kind of men are you looking for, Courtney?
A man who is honest, obviously, but we gotta be fair on that. So honest man, and someone I guess just who has their head on, who has been through enough experiences that they've learned enough and want to be an active, helpful, or just participating, parent. I have to be obviously interested in kids or like kids to be with me because I have an array of ages, and I like children. So I like kids. Want someone who likes kids.
So
that's the problem too. She likes children. She didn't like a man. She likes being a mother. She doesn't like being a wife. Right? I'm sorry, this is why the Black community is indicative of single motherhood. This is why. Black women in particular rather be a baby mama than a wife. They think it's easier being a mom, being a baby mama, than it is being a wife. Yeah, they're constantly out back in the dating market looking for the next man, looking for the next simp, looking for the next unicorn, right? Or looking for the next Pookie. That is the insanity.
Do you mind if he has 4 kids?
No.
Okay, so you don't mind if he has 4 kids. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yes and no. And my only reason of saying yes is just because I wouldn't want him to become dependent on me from where I'm at financially. So I would want someone to at least be stable themselves.
So is there a dollar amount to that?
Not exactly. I mean, let's say you make $50,000 a year, but you're an investor, or that you're not really a consumer. You're not out shopping, buying everything in sight. Then you're saving more money. You may not make a lot of money, but you're able to do something with what money that you have. So in the same way, you're a $100,000 earner, but you're broke because you maxed out your credit cards or you want to be cute. I'm not that kind of person. I'd rather be stable and invest and grow my money versus trying to look cute and having stuff.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Yeah.
Lying, perpetrating, and really a negative attitude. Somebody who he knows everything and doesn't have anything to he can't be taught anything, or someone who's just really just grouchy or irritated easy. Doesn't have a lot of patience.
Okay. Do you have baby daddy drama?
No.
No. Okay. So are the men involved in your children's life?
I have good co-parenting fathers. I don't have issues like that.
Okay. So now I wanted to get a couple of things because I wanted to see, because you just came on, you were like, I'm having a hard time. It's not happening fast. So I want to be 1,000 with you, right? So, these are the things that a man is going to think about, right? So you have, you have your mom of 4. So a man that has money has to think, can I afford this, or what space do I fit in, right? So there are going to be some men who are going to just not is going to count it out because of the amount of kids. And then
Sure.
I think the 7 month and the 4 month 4-year-old, you know, definitely the 7-month-old. Like certain quality guys are just not gonna.
My problem isn't necessarily the amount of kids, which it is a problem, right? I mean, 4 kids, you know, it is what it is. But it's not. It's not the biggest problem, right? My problem is that you are 42. You're 42. Just had a baby. When do you start learning? You're 42. When do you start gaining wisdom? That is my problem with women like this, right? You're 42 and still in the dating market. You didn't learn from your, I don't know, 20 to 30 years of your 20 years, your 20 years of dating experience. You didn't learn, right? You didn't learn from your 20 years of dating experience. And now you think that the next man should accept that? I'm sorry, you are going to qualify for the pookies. You're going to continue to qualify for the men that you've been dating in the past. Because no man of value, any particular value, right? Good value, I mean, good inner value, monetary value, he sees no value in you, okay? And that's the issue. He sees no value in you. I mean, like, you're used goods regardless, right? You're over the hill. It's insane that you don't even show any good discernment, okay? So why would a good man want to pick a woman that honestly picks terrible men, i.e. men that you don't see a future with? You are a risk, right? You are a risk because every man you gave kids to weren't good enough. Hell, you even divorced one man. So what can the next man do for you that the other men that you chose couldn't do?
Touch that. I just want to be honest, right? I'm not God. Here's the thing. I'm not God. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I'm not, right? Particularly a 43-year-old woman. I'm sorry. It's too late for you. Find a man that's like, I mean, if you have a chance, find a man that's like 53, 63. And he's like, I don't know, a stable, good man, but no huge value to you, not highly desirable, maybe kind of chubby.
Nothing can happen. I never like to talk in absolute terms, but I do think you have to understand just some of the things that men are gonna think about, right? And when we think of, you don't have a strong money requirement, which I thought that's kind of good, because if there's a man that makes a lot of money, he's gonna have a lot of options, right? And that's
Look at that. Exactly. I love it. I love it.
so then it just always comes down to, are you going to be the best of his options when it comes to that space? So with all your children's dads, it's impossible for all of them.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Dad number one, I waited 11 years after I had my daughter to date anybody else because of what I went through with him. He was in prison, so it was not something that I would ever go back to or deal with. No, that's an absolute no.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything to do with that lifestyle. I wouldn't be in prison, don't do anything that would cause me to lose my, no. Dad number two, the one I was married to, cheated pretty heavily. And that's why that marriage ended. Prostitutes, it was not pretty. So no, I wouldn't go back with him. We're great as friends. We're okay co-parenting. We both respect each other, and that's great for me. But no, we could not be in a relationship again because there's no trust. And similar with dad number three. He had 10 years, and in 10 years, he was not able to.
So why did you stay with a man for 10 years you couldn't marry?
Because she was stupid. Just like Red Door says, these women are too late. I'm sorry. Why do you think? One of the things, right? Of course, younger women are beautiful, but a big thing of why you go with women that are young is you're not dealing with women that are just too late. It's too late to change the course of a lot of these women. Okay. Not all, but a lot. Right? It's too late. These women are meant to be with the Pookies. She has literally picked 3 times shitty men. Right? 1 man she gave marriage to. 3 men she gave her body to. 3 men she gave kids to. Right? She has given the best thing you can give to men. Right? Herself. And even that, right? She picked constantly wrong. I've said this before. A big red flag of a lot of these women is the men they're attracted to. Right? It's the men they're attracted to. That is a big red flag for these women. She's terrible at picking men. She's attracted to terrible men. What would make you different, right? If you were a good man picking this terrible woman, what would make you different? Now you have to worry, okay, she constantly go for shitty men. What would make her stay with me? She's never been attracted to a good man. She's only been attracted to shitty men. I said this before. Toxic men, well, toxic women choose these men. Okay? There's a reason why she chooses these men. So, Whiskey, are you drunk? You know she's married. You know Red Door is married, right? She's married, not single. So, Whiskey, I think you're doing too much whiskey, my brother, right? You're overindulging too much. You're forgetting.
We were best friends for almost 6 years. He didn't start changing and really become a different person almost until almost 7.5 years in. He just kind of just fell off.
So when you say 10 years, were y'all in a relationship for 10 years or you knew him
Oh
for 10
yeah.
years?
No, we were together for 10 years, and then almost 7 years in, we had a baby. And then 3 years later, we had one more baby. And that was a surprise. It wasn't planned.
Well, girl, if you're having sex, that's how babies get here, child.
You did. You knew that. You were hitting on Red Door a while ago. You were hitting on Red Door a while ago, and she said she has a husband. A little while ago, you were hitting on her. Right? You were hitting on Red Door. You said she's an amazing woman.
For sure. Well, we all do our thing to try to avoid. I was on birth control. My birth control failed. So it wasn't a planned. It just.
Your birth control failed? Did the condom fail as well? No. Right? Use birth control.
Happened, and I don't believe that lives come into our lives haphazardly. So I don't just kill babies. I'm not into that. So if I got pregnant.
Red Door. You're overindulging is messing with your memory.
And I'm going to own up to my responsibilities and love my baby as much as I can. So that's what I do.
Well, nobody told you how to kill your baby, child. That wasn't
No.
That wasn't the option that people were coming up with the conclusion.
I'm just thinking, if you get pregnant by whoops, what are you gonna do? I'm having my baby.
Okay, fair enough. So okay, you have a 7-month-old. How long have you been without a man?
We've been apart for almost a year now. So we
Is that
broke
the
up
longest
about
that
a year
you've been?
ago.
Is that the longest you ever been without a guy?
No, when I was alone for 11 years after my first daughter, I was celibate for all that time. I didn't want to date. I mean, that was such a scarring event, him going to prison and everything. I just want to take some time, work on myself.
Yeah, I think that, here's the unfortunate thing. You made some decisions throughout your life that the type of guy. Now, a man who's doesn't have, a man who's, most of the men that women desire in my show are thinkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're men that have to think, right? So this man has to think about all the things like, okay, one of the children's dad was in jail. Do I want to be attached, to a child is he going to be crazy if I do something with his kid? Like, it's like when you come with baggage, and I do believe if someone accepts you, they have to accept all of you. But I just want you to be conscious because, I feel like when you came on, you were so strong with, why can't I meet somebody? I think you just got to know some of the things that men are considering before they sign up. Doesn't mean that you're not going to meet somebody, but these are all the things before a man signs up with you, he has to consider.
It's so interesting because for anybody, if I'm 40, I obviously have a past. My own, and does my past?
Yeah, but what type of past you have? That's the importance of it. Okay, and you're 40. You just recently had a child by a man you don't have a relationship with anymore. Your past is very recent, right? It's not like, oh, I had a child 20 years ago. No, you had a child a couple months ago.
Define me? No. And
It
those
does.
things the experiences that I had, I moved on from. I've grown from. I've done things. So the man who's going to want me is going to understand any well-rounded person comes with experience.
Let me jump
Experience
in.
needs
Let me jump
Go
in.
ahead.
You have not moved on because you have children by that man.
Yeah.
So you made a life
Yeah.
sentence with him, regardless of how you want to see it. Okay. So
Sure.
moved on is there's no ties, there's no connection. You have
Yeah.
children with these men, so you're attached to them for life, whether you want to make that agreement or not. So, and I hear what you're saying, but there are women in their 40s that don't come with those things attached. So if you were the only woman on the planet, then that argument would be fair. But unfortunately, there's a lot of women on this planet, right?
Yeah.
So there's so
And also, there's a lot of women with kids as well, right? Like you're nothing special. You're nothing special. There's a lot of women with kids. There's a lot of women without kids. What makes you special?
that guy just
It is insane, right? Why would you get pregnant at 42? It is, right? It is ridiculous. I mean, you put your life in danger and you put your child's life in danger. Plus, you didn't even marry the man. 10 years. I mean, you were with him for 10 years. It's like he didn't show you the commitment for marriage. Fine. You don't have to, but you have the commitment with kids. It's kind of ridiculous.
if he's the type of guy that I think that you desire, he would have a lot of choices, and not every woman in her 40s does come with that.
Fair.
So the type of guy that it's tough. This is why I always say single season, you got to become your best if you want to attract the best. But the type of guy that you describe that you don't want, like, is a man that would need you in some type of financial accord, he's probably going to run to you first. Because
Oh, that's awesome. Laughing Man. You got to record that, right? If you're trying something new, right? You're trying a new metal refine. You should record it, right? The processes you do. If it's a failure, still record it.
He'll probably run to you first because he'll be willing, like he need a place to stay, child. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it's kind of what it is. This is why sometimes men prey on different women that in those circumstances. But what I will say is this: sometimes we got to take a beat, and we just got to do self-reflection, and we just got to become the best versions of ourselves so we can begin to attract better as we go along. I don't want to discourage you, but I just do want, it's like, I'm a woman, and I will be honest. If you were a guy and you told me all these things, there's no way I could date him, because I have to accept all that energy. And I just would not want to be attached to those baby mamas, because that would be too much for me. I don't want to be attached.
I don't want to be attached to them either.
Girl,
That's why we're not together.
Together, child.
No, but we're not. But even though we co-parent, we're not close. I don't take any of that baggage and that other stuff with me.
See, this is a double-edged sword, right? If you are close, that's a bad thing. But if you're not close, it's also a bad thing. That's the risk of being in the situation. Because if you're not close, it shows you that these are men that you had a relationship with, you gave kids to, and you're not even close to them. It speaks more about you, right? It speaks a lot about you, where these men you don't have a good relationship with, right? You're not close with them. Now, yes, do if you don't, you know, so it doesn't really. It's either or. Either or, it's a bad thing. Okay, but that's the price of creating these situations, right? That's the price. If you're good with them, it's like weird, right? So it is a shitty thing.
When we talk, it's about the kids. It isn't like we are living or even in the same state. No, I do not take on any of that. The father number one and I haven't talked in almost 5 years. If we speak at all, it's by text messaging. My daughter's over the age of 21. We don't have anything to talk about.
Okay.
With the 10-year-old, my son flies back and forth to visit with his father.
Hell, the first year or so, all I did was record with a camera with my phone. That's it. I like, this is the thing where it's just that you gotta build a habit, right? All I did is I bought a tripod, right? I bought a tripod, and I hooked my phone to it. That is it. I recorded everything on my phone. The first year or two, right? I was just recording everything on the phone. It's cool. Okay, it is fine. I believe quality is not the most important thing at the very beginning. Now, if you have the money for it, great. But if you don't, it's better to just have content rather than focus on quality. Now, if you have a good phone, hopefully, that is usually good enough.
We have correspondence. Say coming in my space that I'm not welcoming. We don't have to deal with any drama. I don't have that kind of lifestyle. So, yeah, I will say a person has to get to know me than to get past all the stereotypes that would come with what's on paper. So fair. I hear you with that.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm a lover. I enjoy, I love loving.
Yeah, we see 3 baby daddies, 4 kids. Yeah.
And most men, that's what's really that they need. They don't, everybody fusses about what what they're lacking. And really what they're lacking is, I think, just love, just that normal, having someone to be supportive and loving and be there for you. And I feel like I'm a dime a dozen. I'm not your typical girl.
You're not your typical girl. I post things on Rumble, right? I do post things on Rumble, but I can't go live on Rumble because I guess I don't have a following on Rumble. But I post from time to time on Rumble. It's just that it's hard to build more of a following, right? I don't have much of a following on YouTube. So for me to try to build a following on other platforms, yeah, I doubt I'm going to build much of a following. No, she's not rare at all. This woman is not rare whatsoever. Nothing about her is rare. Okay. A lot of things she says is typical.
Like I said, I would consider myself like a unicorn, a 1%, kind of people. Yes.
Are you serious right now?
Okay. Okay. For example.
All right, we got to do the Kendra cam.
I don't know if I can. I'm in the car.
Can you move over to the side? I don't want you to get hit by a car. Go out on the other side.
I know, right? I know. I tried taking my hair down so you can see. I have really long hair, and normally it's out. Yeah, we be rocking the same look, but not when I'm at work.
Okay. She got, but mine. I bought mine. She actually it grew hers. We do gotta do the Kendra cam though, honey. So you do gotta get out the car, honey.
Okay, I'm trying to think how.
Hello, the Kendra G single.
Let's go down for a second
To check out the rest of the.
Oh, okay, so she only does a little bit of it. Not much of a. I mean, like, who cares, right? She looks like she's, kind of fat, right? Kind of big. Her face is like a 4, 3. Right? Let's say I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Her face is a 4. Her body's probably a 3. Her life is probably a 2. So add all that, she's probably a 2 or a 3. She's not a 1%. She's not a unicorn. She's not rare. She is very below average. And this is the problem with a lot of women, okay? This is the problem with a lot of women. It is the overinflated ego. Right? It's the overinflated ego. These women have such inflated egos, it's insane. It really is. You are nothing special. Right? You are nothing special. You are honestly below average. You are below average. And your history, your life shows it. Life shows it. Okay, you're picking men that you don't want or don't want you, and you're picking terrible men, right? Criminals, cheaters, liars. I mean, like seriously, you're not picking the you know the cream of the crop, right? You're picking bottom of the barrel men, and you're giving kids to them. That's indicative of your value. So a lot of these women need to wake up. Well, we know what your value is, and we're seeing it. So yeah, this woman is not rare. She's not a unicorn. She's very below average, and it's a must. It's a must, right? Where these women need to have a rain check. They need to accurately reevaluate themselves, because if she knew that she's a, let's say hypothetically, if in her head she knew she's a 3, then she would better choose men that are equivalent, where she could choose a man that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 4. If she's lucky, maybe choose a man that's a 5. But women like this who think themselves as a unicorn, so they think maybe hypothetically she may think she's an 8, a 9. In her mind, that's what she's going to choose. That's what she wants. 8, 7s, 8, 9s. And that's insanity. You've never been with an 8, a 9, yet because you have such an overinflated ego, that's what you think you deserve. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I think that's idiotic, and women like this is just ridiculous. So. But what do you guys think? All right, guys. Yes, Red Door is special. Red Door is an amazing woman, right? I mean, like, hell, she should. If Red Door was in her prime today, she would be one of the women that is creating content that will help combat feminism. That would be amazing, right? But Red Door is amazing. She's definitely an amazing woman. Guys, DA, how many games you got graded? I have. Let's see how many games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11. I have 11 for. Wait a minute. 11, 12. I have 13. Oh, I have 13 games graded. 13 games. I love it. My favorite, one of my favorite, is the X-Men, right? It's the Super Nintendo X-Men game. That is one of my favorites, right? One of my favorites. Probably the favorite, right? So I love it. I love getting things graded, right? It's like, it's really cool. I mean, it's just like that's terrible. To see like these cases, right? It's like, I love display. I love displaying. Right? I think it's a really cool thing to display stuff. So I love it. I'm a big geek, right? I love collecting. I love displaying shit. So that's why you see the clutter. Right? I love my collection, right? So, but this was an addiction, right? This right here, everything you see, it's an addiction. I overindulge in my vices. I had to stop, right? So that's why I don't buy much in years. Now, every once in a while, I buy shit, right? Every once in a while. You have a white box filled with comics. That's pretty cool. I love that. If you have some old ones, that's cool, right? Some really older ones. I think if you have comic books before 1960s, that's pretty good. Did your daughter ever mess anything in there? No, my daughter hasn't. My daughter doesn't. Right? So I'm good with that. In 40 years, that's not bad, right? That's pretty cool. Laughing man, thank you, my brother. I love it, right? I love it. And there's still room for improvement, right? Definitely still room for improvement. Guys, I love you. I love you guys, right? You guys are amazing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. 3 or 4 boxes. Oh, I would love to know what comic books you have then. I would love to know which ones you collected. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Definitely, we gotta check it out. Definitely, we'll check it out. All right. I love you guys. Whiskey, my brother. Please take care of yourself. Right. Please don't overindulge. Right. Right. Don't overindulge. Take care of yourself. Right. Control your vices, my brother. Right. Think about your health. Right. Official Woody, what is up? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. I love you. I love you. Thank you for stopping by, my brother. Guys, please please comment, please subscribe if you haven't. Red Door, I love you, my brother. I love you. All right. I mean, my sister. I love you, my sister. Red Door. Big Bars was here. Who else? Monster, thank you for stopping by. Connor, I love you, my brother. Connor, I love you. There was a devil's advocate sent donated. Thank you for a donation. Thank you for the love. Steve, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Laughing Man, I love you. All right, I love you. Big Bars was here. Brent, I love you. I love you, Brent. Anyone else? Weaponry. I love you. Thank you for stopping by. You guys are amazing, right? Have a good night. I love you. Later, guys. Later. Will with all my duffel bags.